Ladies, Natalie and Ruth, it's really nice to meet both of you. Uh,
Hi, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much for your time. Before we get started, I just want to say my daughter and I are very big fans of Exchange Student. Uh,
Oh, thank you.
we love that story. We had a lot of fun with it, and so we're very excited to share this with her.
That's
Because,
so nice. Thank you.
we remember it. So let's start with that a little bit. How has that experimental film, quote unquote, had lead you now to doing something a little bit closer, maybe dearer to your heart with Far from the Tree?
They're definitely closely related. So I was rolling off of exchange student in 2018 when the opportunity arose to pitch ideas for a theatrical short. And that was such a dream. I had so much fun on exchange student, making that at Disney, getting to pursue this hybrid art style with CG and 2D elements. It was just really exciting to think about pushing that further with more time, more resources, more help, a real producer like Ruth, heads of department. It was just really fun getting to do a larger project at Disney.
The film's a lot of fun, and unfortunately, I have to resonate with it a lot because I have a daughter, like I said, who's starting to get through those years when I kind of got to let go a little bit. So
Mm.
I appreciate the theme of the message. Ruth, tell us a little bit about the theme of parenting in Far from the Tree.
Yeah, well, what we discovered is that you are not alone in feeling like that. And we did a lot of research and a lot of chatting with parents who all feel the same way of I learned some stuff from my parents and I'm trying to figure out what's right and what I want to change. And I feel guilty all the time because I've screwed stuff up and I'm not sure if I'm screwing up my kid. And so it resonates widely. And we really hope that that theme is something that it doesn't need words and it doesn't need a big script to just transcend cultures and generations and for everyone to see themselves in one of the characters at least and be able to find some sort of healing and some grace and forgiveness and understand that everyone's doing their best and trying to keep their families alive.
Yeah, absolutely. We are all doing our best.
Yeah.
My loving partner, she is from the north. Her family lives in the Northwest in Oregon, and she's been trying to get me up there now for the last 2 years, and hopefully this Thanksgiving I'll finally get the opportunity. Tell me what is so special about that place and about how that it is showcased in the film.
So I grew up outside of Portland and going to Cannon Beach where this film is set, and it's just a really wild, beautiful place. I could go downtown to Portland and get the city, but there's hiking within walking distance from downtown Portland. There's old growth forests. There is, forest that stretches all the way to the ocean, and you just feel the beauty of nature and you feel so small in a space like that. It's like looking up at the night sky. So when I went back there for a research trip for this film, I was really happy to see that I still felt that. And it's just, I think it's everybody's dream to show the thing that they love on screen. And the place that I come from is something that I love. So seeing Oregon and Cannon Beach through the Disney filter was just really, really, really incredible.
Yeah, and now you get to share that with the world with Encanto, which is obviously going to be such a hit. It's such a wonderful film. So, but before, let's travel up northwest a little bit and check out these raccoons. Tell me a little bit about why you chose raccoons.
Sure. So the short actually used to be about humans, and the more that we got into what we wanted the short to be about, and we realized that we wanted to talk about something pretty serious and some darker, more mature themes, it really started to feel melodramatic and too much with human characters. So in the development process, someone pitched the idea of switching to animal characters, and I think Ruth and I just like breathed a sigh of relief, like, yes, that would solve so many problems. There's such this rich tradition of animated animal characters at Disney. It fits into the Pacific Northwest theme, like this natural place. Of course, let's showcase the nature there, the wildlife. And raccoons are my favorite animal. So the fact that they live in Oregon, that they're coastal, it just felt like a perfect fit.
Oh
And it
yeah,
allowed us to go for those darker themes.
yeah. I think the scratch on the raccoon comes off a little bit nicer than a scratch on a person or something like that.
Yeah.
Ruth, I want to ask you, did you guys dabble in any other animation styles for this film, or is this kind of where you guys were thinking of from the very beginning?
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of, I mean, we didn't do really any CG exploration. I think Natalie had a really clear vision from the start that she wanted it to look basically like a Manu Arenas painting. And I think that's where we ended up. So I think she really had that vision from the start. So we spent a lot of time iterating the story and the themes and the characters, and that is where a lot of our development time was spent. But the look was very much pretty clear, I think, in your brain from the beginning.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Josh Staub and Roger Lee came to us with these early tests, synthesizing that art style into a pipeline that we could execute. And I think the first time that we saw those test shots, we just fell in love. I mean, it got better from there, but even from the first test shot, we were like, this is gonna work. We like this.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. What are some of the challenges in showcasing, because there's a lot we've already talked about with the themes and everything, and putting that all together in such a short amount of time?
Mm. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Oh, no problem. What are the challenges in putting so much information in such a small amount of time, specifically because you don't have no dialogue?
Yeah, I think Ruth was trying to keep us from blowing up to a 15-minute short. You know, we want to keep it like 7 minutes or less. And without dialogue, you have to communicate so much in very little real estate. Our animators helped immensely. They're so talented. They can take a raccoon rig and make you feel human emotions. I think our score by Nami Melumad is so gorgeous. I tear up every time I hear it. Our lighting artists, just creating the mood and helping you feel what our intentions are throughout the film. It's just so wonderful working with artists like that.
And it is such a team sport, right? Like we have our development team who are really, really committed to poking at the areas that could be poked at, and making sure that we were telling a story that made sense and that also went somewhere, and that was not a group of different scenes, but was something that really told a story. And then our edit team was great at helping us to figure out what we needed and what we didn't. And we had our story trust at the studio, which is all of our directors and filmmakers in the studio who all at different times were able to put fresh eyes on it and really give some really great insight into things that they thought were important and things they thought that were not as important. So it all helped to shape where it ended up.
We know that Disney is really synonymous with details. Is there anything in the short that you might want to point out that uh at first look maybe we'd miss, or maybe just something in the audience would not figure to look at intentionally?
Hmm. I hope that people can watch this short multiple times and see different things each time. There are things happening in the background, there are little jokes in there, but I don't want to spoil any Easter eggs. I think it'll be so fun if they find them.
Well, I will mention though the sparkles, because after we'd see a finished product, and then our lighting team would say, we'll just put the sparkles on now. And then they'd go back and there'd be some little sparkles on the water and sparkles on the sand, and just really well placed to indicate the sun had come out. And so the sparkle pass was a real winner for me.
Sparkle Pass.
Thank you. That sounds great. Natalie and Ruth, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for the short and for answering my questions. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you, Emmanuel. It's nice
you.
talking with you.
Nice to
All right,
meet
it was
you.
nice to meet you both, and I hope you guys have a good one.
You too.